Hello children, hope you are safe and fine at your place. In this class we are going to read about the oldest China and its civilization. The ancient China was one of the oldest and longest lasting civilization in the history of the world. The history of ancient China can be traced back over 4,000 years. It is located in the eastern parts of the continent of Asia, and today China is the most populous country in the world. So in this chapter we will read some of the fact about China and its civilization, about its art, culture, religions, and we will also get a message through this chapter. So the name of this chapter is The Fairy Wife. It's a random story of China. So let's read it out. The Fairy Wife. This chapter describes about China, their basic values, and what was the major facts of China. So let's begin the story. The Fairy Wife. There were four brothers, once in old Cathay. Cathay means China, and three of them were to be married. Their marriages were to be splendid. Splendid means superb. The first brother had won the emperor's daughter. Great was his felicity. Felicity means his luck or his blessedness. The second brother had won Tiger General's daughter. Great was his splendor. Splendor means glory, glory of a person. And the third brother had wooed. Wooed means gain, love. Won the love of Chief Mandarin's daughter. Great was his importance. Then he became very important member of the society. So first three brother got married with the richest daughters of richest people of the society. But the fourth brother had no bride. He did not think he would ever find one. The fourth brother had dreams like a poet. The fourth brother think himself like a poet. And he imagined that he would definitely marry a fairy. So he imagines that he would marry only a fairy. The other brothers laughed at fourth brother, but he did not mind, but he did not felt bad. Other brothers were to be married in the emperor palace all together. Means their marriage was fixed on the very same day, same date, and at the very same place. And that place was emperor's palace, means the first brother father-in-law's house. It was all greatly magnificent. Magnificent means spectacular, means very stunning. On the wedding day, people from all the best families came to the emperor's palace, all dressed in colored robes. Robes means cloth, rich with jewels and embroidery. Means many people came to attend the marriages of all three brothers, and they were wearing very colorful dresses, which were embroidered with the jewels, and they looked royal. By their dress up, they looked royal. The fourth brother felt sad when he grew tired of the festivities. Festivities means celebrations of the people in the emperor's palace. He went out for a quick walk all alone. The road led to a high bridge among the willow trees, and fourth brother leant over looking at the rushing water. This is the scene when he got tired with the festivities and he came out and he stand on the bridge looking at the rushing water. When he turned to walk beyond the bridge, he met a maiden. Maiden means girl, of excellent and unequaled beauty. Unequaled means there was no match with her beauty. She was so beautiful. Her shape was quite perfect. Her face was oval in shape, and her face was lovelier than the moon. Her feet were smaller than any feet of all the people in the palace. So her feet were smaller than other normal people. Fourth brother knew she was a fairy. He was dazzled by her radiant beauty. Dazzled means he was astounded, means he was great fascinated by her radiant beauty. Radiant means bright, spotless, means there was no any spot in on her face. He did not regard her humble clothes. Humble clothes means the ordinary one, which were worn by the casual people, ordinary people. At once he asked her to marry him. At once means quickly. He offered her to marry him, and he was wild with delight when she agreed. He got mad. He was so overjoyed. When she agreed, he got overjoyed. He ran back to arrange a palanquin for her. Palanquin means it's a carriage which is carried for only one passenger, and four or six bearer may bear the weight of this carriage. So he ran back to arrange a palanquin for her and triumphantly brought her to the emperor's palace. Triumphantly means he was in a great way, he was in great happiness, as he won something. So he took her to the emperor palace just in time, and they were married directly after the other brothers and their excellent brides. The people of the best family looked scornfully, scornfully means hatefully, at fourth brother's wife in her simple country dress. As I told you, she was in her humble clothes. So they scornfully looked at the fourth brother's wife and they laughed behind their fans. As we know, in ancient China, the people used to hold a fan. So they were laughing, they were sneering behind their fan. Next day, after the usual custom, gifts were presented to the parents by the young brides, and all the other brides gave exotic tea. Exotic tea means which is originated in of a distant country, distant foreign country, while the fairy wife gave just the ordinary green tea. So her sister-in-law tittered behind their fans. Tittered means they were chuckling. Chuckling means give a suppressed laugh. Means they were making fun. In short, they were making fun of the fourth wife, and they were laughing at her. They were sneering her behind their fans. Fourth brother and his wife had lost face badly. Lost face means it spoiled their mood. New Year came soon when people give presents to relatives. All the sons went to the palace except fourth brother. He stayed at home and said nothing all day. Why are you sad? Asked fairy wife. Why are you lost in silence? Why do you not go to the royal palace like the other brothers? I cannot go, groaned fourth brother. Groan means heave a sigh in distress or in despair. Means he was very hopeless. He said, I am poor, I have no present. Fairy wife smiled. Do as I say, she murmured. She said, as I ask you to do, do the same, and you may go. She made magic, and with straw she formed a horse. With a straw. She used a straw and formed a horse. Then she took a piece of bandage that made her feet so little and gave it to him. She gave him a piece of bandage and made her feet so little and gave it to him. She gave her feet with her magic, and she asked him to ride down to the sea. Place this on the water and follow the fairy path. Actually, she was fairy, and how her small feet, which she gave to her husband, they will move on the bandage. So he said, place this on the water, means place this bandage on the water and then follow the fairy path. Means as my feet walk, you will also follow the fairy path. Let's have a look at the new terms. Cathay means China, splendid, superb. Felicity, blessedness. Splendor, glory. Wood, gained love, magnificent. Stunning, festivities means celebration. Dazzled, astound, radiant, spotless. Humble, lower in dignity or importance. Triumphantly means in a way that show great happiness. Scornfully, hatefully, and exotic means originating in distant foreign country. Let's read further. Fourth brother rode straw horse to the edge of the sea. He flung fairy wife's bandage on the water. Flung means he threw the bandage that was given by fairy on the water. A fairy path appeared over it. He followed and returned with a great chest. Great chest. Chest is a box. An old trunk which you can see in this picture also. With a great chest of the most superior tea. He found superior tea. Fourth brother gave presents to all the honorable parents-in-law, and fairy wife rose high in status. Then came the 14th day of the first month, when the best present of all must be given. Means again there was an event, and we have noticed that there was a custom of presenting gifts to the elder people or to the honorable guest on some event, some special event. So again, after the 14th day of the first month, again a ritual was there when the best presents of all must be given. So wife of other brother chatted together of the superior presents they would buy. Fourth brother grew sad again, but fairy wife said, Honorable husband, go down to the seashore and fetch me the box you will find there. He asked his husband to go down the seashore and bring me. Fetch means bring. Bring her the box that he would find there. Fourth brother went, but all he saw was a broken old chest of rotten wood. We can say this is a rotten wood. This is not the fresh wood. Rotten means already spoiled. So he found an old chest with rotten wood with nothing in it, and he found nothing in that box. He was angry, for he had wanted to find in it something even better than the most superior tree. Means the last time he got a superior tea in that chest, so he wanted something more precious than that gift, but he find nothing, so he got angry. So he threw the books back again and went home. Very excitedly fairy wife said, Honorable husband, have you brought my box? Fourth brother shook his head. He said it was old and rotten. There was nothing in it. Fairy wife stamped one of her little feet. Stamped means she tick off her one of her little feet. Honorable but foolish husband, she said, please fetch me that same old rotten box. Fairy wife smiled so sweetly that the fourth brother brought the big box, but he grumbled as mortal husbands do. Grumble means murmuring, means to say something in very low sound, that so that nobody can hear you. Mortal husbands do. On the morning of the 14th day, however, he did not grumble. He cried out in wonder. Wonder means surprise. As he looked inside, for now the chest was the top of marble staircase, leading right up to a new fairy world. When he found the box firstly, he did not see anything in that box. According to him, there was nothing in it. But when The fairy wife took the box. She showed her, and then he found the top of a marble staircase. Means this staircase, the top of the marble staircase leading up to a new fairy world. The fairy led the way and fourth brother followed her. They walked in the streets, looked at the shop, passed theaters and park, palaces and gardens. It was enchanting, and enchanting means it was really beautiful. It attracted them. However, when they called the other brides to see these wonders, they were quite jealous. They hated her and mentioned it spitefully to their parents. Spitefully again means scornfully. The emperor thought deeply. He spoke with Tiger General and Chief Mandarin. We must forbid. Forbid means refuse. Honorable sons in law to go into the fairy city, they said. It must belong to me, said the emperor. My honorable daughter's brother in law and his fairy wife will soon plot to take my throne if they become emperor and empress of the fairy city. The chief emperor said that fairy city must be mine, means I should rule in that fairy city also. Otherwise, if the fourth brother and her wife would become the emperor and empress of the fairy city, then they will try to take over my throne also. I must command the army of fairy city, thought Tiger General. Tiger General thought that I would be the commander, means I would command the army of fairy city, then I can become the emperor of both cities. Then thirdly, I must find all the money in the fairy city, thought the chief Mandarin. Now Mandarin was also plotting in his mind that I must find all the money in the fairy city, then I can become emperor of both the cities. So when they came with fourth brother and his fairy wife to visit the fairy city, all three had decided what to do. They planned in their mind what they have to do now. But the emperor made the first move. As soon as they had seen the fairy city and at last entered into the fairy palace, the emperor sat on the golden throne and asked for wine. He gave the order for a wine, means he should offer wine. Evil thoughts came to him, means he started working on his bad efforts. Then he called for the soldiers of the fairy city. Seize Tiger General and Chief Mandarin. Seize means catch, means he cried in loud voice, and the soldier had to follow him, and they seized the Tiger General and Chief Mandarin. This cowardly general and this dishonest minister have plotted to kill me. He went on. Went on means he kept on talking. They want the magic box off with their heads. His cruel order was carried out, means the soldier carried out his orders, and fourth brother and fairy wife stood trembling. Trembling means they were fearing, they were scaring, means they were shaking with fear. While the emperor drank more wine and scowled evilly at them. Scowled means frowning in a very, he gave a very bad look to them. Then the green water began to come into the fairy city, and it flowed over the floor and up the steps of the throne. But the emperor did not seem to notice it. The emperor was completely drunk, and it did not seem that he noticed the green water. Fairy wife took fourth brother by the hand and they tiptoed. Tiptoed means moved on the toes so that nobody can see or hear them. They tiptoed out of the palace and up the steps until they were back in their own house and looking down through the magic box into the fairy city. They saw that the emperor was still sitting on the throne, and soon the water reached his waist. Waist is the body part of a human body, and it is above the hips and down the ribs. But he did not notice it. His beard floated like seaweed. I want to show the seaweeds. These are the seaweeds. How look at how they move in the water. Seaweeds. But he did not notice. Till he drank wine and frowned. Frowned is an expression, means an expression when you are in anger. Let me show you this expression. This is the frowning expression. So he frowned. Soon they could only see the frown, and then the water covered him. Fairy wife shut the lid. Lid means the box lid, means cover of the box, magic box. It was all well, she said to fourth brother. Take it away, honorable husband, and throw it into the sea. Fourth brother took the rotten box and threw it into the water. Soon it floated out of the sight. Means now it was not visible even at the sight, and nobody ever saw the emperor again, nor the tiger general and the chief mandarin. Means their evil thoughts led them towards death, and they die in the water, in the green water. So that water indicates as the water of jealousy, the poison of jealousy, which took their lives. And with this, the story is ended. So it gave us a message that we should not feel jealous from other, because jealousy leads to disaster, or we can say it takes to the hell, and it make us mournful. It spoil our life also. So we should not be jealous from other. So lastly, let's have a look to the last few new terms. So fetch means bring, rotten means decayed, stamped means tick off or put your feet on the ground. Grumbled means murmured, spitefully, hatefully, forbid means refuse, and seize means catch. So with this, our story is finished. Thank you.